What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never does best. And today's video bringing my review, my reaction to episode 17 of Dragon Ball Daima. This one was titled, what was this one titled? Goma. This one was titled Goma. And I'm gonna keep it a stack. I enjoyed the episode. It was cool. I was kind of underwhelmed though. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed. Let me move my mic. I feel like my mic is blocking a lot right now. But I thought this episode was going to be a lot more hype and exciting than it actually ended up being. And it's not that it was bad. The next episode preview, I let myself get gassed up thinking that this was about to be just all out brawl and it was just going to be really action packed and super crazy animated. And it really was. I mean, they turned up for the last few minutes, but I mean, So the episode starts off with Aransu introducing herself and the Majins to Goku and the gang. Actually, funnily enough, Majin Ku decides that he's going to introduce himself first, and Aransu is like, who do you think you are? Type, you know what I'm saying? But she introduces herself and basically says, I want them Dragon Balls, you want this Dragon Ball. They have a little conversation. Supreme Kai walks up to her, is like, yeah, you should kind of just let us have that so we can turn ourselves back to our original forms. She's like, nah, I got my own desires. And he's like, yeah, I know you want to be the Supreme Demon King. She's like, oh no, it's not that simple. I want to create a much more like dark and sinister and terrifying demon realm. And he's like, damn, that's crazy, because like you a genius, and if you used your powers for peace, things could be, you know, a lot better. And she's like, that's disgusting. She just flat out says, like, a peaceful demon realm, like that's disgusting. And I guess I get it, because she's a demon, so why wouldn't a demon want things to be demonic and chaotic? Like, I guess that just makes sense. Honestly, Supreme Kai is kind of the odd one out, and more of the oddball, where he's a demon who doesn't want chaos, right? He's a actually supreme being, deity, god, justice prevail, good guy. It's kind of different actually when you consider where he originates, but obviously I'm with him, but it is what it is. Anyway, Aransu proposes a challenge. She says, I'll select one fighter, you guys put up one fighter, they represent each team, and we'll fight for control of all three of the Dragon Balls. And Piccolo chimes in, like, but we have two and you have one, so how's that fair? She's like, well, you could agree to these terms or not, and I'll just destroy this one so that y'all can't have it. And I'm like, that's cap, because you need that Dragon Ball. So like, why would you do that? Like, I would call her bluff personally, but of course Goku and Vegeta, being Goku and Vegeta, and the rest of the gang, they're like, all right, I guess we'll do it. Goku and Vegeta get into a little argument about who's gonna fight. And you know, this episode started off like kind of slow, and I guess that's where some of my disappointment came in, where I thought this episode was going to be a lot more fast paced. And it's not that I have a problem with it necessarily, I'm criticizing it for that, but we've already had a lot of build up to this point, and then the preview last week made it seem like this was going to be like an action packed one. And like, you know, eventually Goku and Vegeta decide that Goku's going to fight, and by Goku and Vegeta decide, I mean, they argue about it, and then Bulma's like, Vegeta, relax, you know what I'm saying, Goku, go handle it. And he's like, okay, fine. So Goku goes up, Majin Ku decides that he's gonna fight, and Aransu's like, no, get your ass back here. Majin Do, you go handle that. And Goku and Do start fighting, and it's kind of weak. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of tame. It's not all that hype. It's not all that fast paced. The animation is pretty mid. And it's funny because of course I do these watch parties and these reactions live on my Twitch channel. So I'm recording this live right now, twitch.tv/LotusAsakura. Links always in the description down below. And I turned in my chat and I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yo, this episode kind of mid so far. It's like kind of underwhelming. And as soon as I say that, animation started kind of picking up a little bit. Majin Do and Goku start kicking it up a little notch. Do knocks it back, or he goes sliding with the power pole, then he goes Super Saiyan. And you know what I'm saying? Then it started getting a little bit more exciting, but then it calmed down just as quickly as it ramped up, and then it was kind of like, so what's gonna happen here? But before we can reach any sort of conclusion with the fight between Goku and Majin Do, Goma shows up, and this fake ass Pride Trooper pulling out. I can't take him seriously, bro. Like I can't take him seriously. I know he's all big and powerful, and he's huge. He's giant, by the way. Like one of his fingers is bigger than like Goku and Vegeta at this point, which I know they're all shrunken down. They're the size of kids, but that's still, even with them being children, I feel like that's pretty insane scale. You know what I'm saying? They're basically, I got this little. They're like this size compared to Goma. You know what I mean? This is Yukari from Persona, but yeah, they're like this size compared to him, and it's kind of nuts. And the reason why I put up the one finger is because Vegeta actually tries to ambush Goma, because of course he wants a piece of the action. He's like, if you're so tough, you're so big and powerful now, how about you take me out? We could put that to the test. And Goma just blocks him with the one finger. Also, as y'all remember, he's got the third eye now, the demonic third eye, which is revealed to us by Neva to be the Tertian Oculus, I think is what they call it. Yeah, I wrote it down. The Tertian Oculus, which is just tertiary, third, 3, Oculus, self-explanatory. Yeah, and then they're like, oh my god, he's got the tertiary Oculus, he's got the demonic eye, he's gonna have unparalleled power. How did he get that? Where did he get that? I thought it was lost to the ages ever since the reign of Demon King Abura. And Anansu's like starts like freaking out, and Bulma's like, tertiary Oculus, huh? Hey, Hibis, that kind of looks just like the eye on your belt, huh? Hey, where'd your belt go? He's like, who cares? Like, I don't know. Like, if you've seen one eye, you've seen them all. What's really the difference? Let's not worry about that. And I'm like, and honestly, I was hoping that wouldn't, it kind of just like got brought up right there and then just like shrugged off. Like, no one else mentioned anything. No one else said anything to him. Bulma didn't say anything. I wanted somebody like pop off on him and be like, you stupid dumbass mother, you moron. And I didn't get that. So I was just slightly disappointed because I wanted somebody to chew him out for that, but it is what it is. Anyway, Goma being all powerful and everything now decides that he wants to, you know, put his powers to the test. And so like he's Perfect Cell or something, he starts using magic to create like this ring for him and Goku to fight in, which ultimately just ends up getting destroyed right away as he starts fighting Vegeta and Goku. And, you know, I just feel like, I don't know, the fighting that started happening started bothering me just a tiny little bit. Okay, so Vegeta's getting completely outclassed by Goma, whatever. He even goes Super Saiyan and he's still no match for Goma. Okay, they already foreshadowed and presented to us that like King Goma is now like all powerful. He's got unparalleled abilities because of the third eye. It just ramps you up to the millionth degree. Okay, cool, whatever. The problem I have comes into play when Goku joins in with the action and everything like that, and him and Vegeta, you know, they're kind of getting handled pretty easily. And then Goku's like, tells the rest of the guys to join in. So like Piccolo and Glorio and everybody else, he like asks them all to join. And they do, of course. But I just felt like that was really out of character for Goku. And it kind of like, I didn't really like that because like, I know this isn't Super or GT or anything like that. Like this is taking place right after the Buu saga, right? So this is very shortly after the Buu saga. But even Bulma acknowledges like, that's really unlike Goku to like suggest that everyone helps out or like joins in on the fight. Because Goku, even though he's the main protagonist and the good guy and everything like that, he very much like Vegeta, not quite as much to a fault, but very much like Vegeta, Goku is a very, very proud Saiyan who very much wants to fight one-on-one. And I would say even to a fault, just not as far as Vegeta. But you think about it, like even if it's like at the risk of the entire world like being destroyed or like humanity like dying or whatever, like Goku enjoys fighting strong opponents and putting his life on the line in order to fight at the highest level of combat against, you know, other people. So whether that was against Frieza or whether that's against Cell, and then even reviving or like, you know, helping Cell regenerate and everything with the Senzu being, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Goku is very, 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 very proud to a fault, comparable to Vegeta. Vegeta just takes it even further because he ends up losing most of the time, whereas Goku has plot armor and is the main character, so he wins. But yeah, and so I was thinking about that as it was happening. I'm like, damn, why would they? And it's not like this was written by someone other than Toriyama. I mean, I'm sure other people had their hands in it. And again, I can't ever bring up his name without saying, may Toriyama rest in peace. But we know that this was like Toriyama's like final project that he worked on. And, you know, I don't know how much he wrote like himself and if that specific part was like something that was out of his own head or if that was from like another writer or something. But it just felt very out of place and out of character because like Goku never suggests that we all jump somebody. He never suggests that the whole squad ambushes somebody. It's always like, no, you wait your turn. I'm gonna fight first, or I'll fight after you. Like we doing this mano a mano, dolo. You feel me? I'm gonna take this on solo. And then as I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I wonder if that's actually foreshadowing. Now, what could that be foreshadowing? Well, Goku off the gate pretty much acknowledging that this enemy is too powerful for him to take on by himself or for any of them to take on solo. We have to work together. And as we already know, and as we have been expecting, fusion is likely to occur at some point in this series. And I thought it was going to happen in this episode, but it didn't. We'll get more to that later. But at some point during the fight, the pouch that Goku has that he's been keeping in like inside his shirt that contains like the revival bugs and the fusion bugs and everything like that, it falls out, which again is more foreshadowing. So I think those were 2 points where they were like trying to hint and foreshadow that the fusion was coming. And I pretty much assume that it is inevitable at this point. We still don't really know who exactly is going to fuse and what the result will be. Is it just going to be Goku and Vegeta fusing into a little Vegito or a little Gogeta or a new character altogether now that they're little chibis and this is a different series and they're dressed a little bit differently and stuff? I don't know. Time will tell. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think it takes a genius to figure out that that's what they're trying to foreshadow or imply or whatever. There's even a scene like during the fight, because King Goma's handling everybody like very easily, by the way. It's Goku, it's Vegeta, it's Piccolo, it's Glorio. Neva even has the Tamagami join in on the fight. Adensu even sends in Majin Ku and Majin Du to join in on the fight. And Goma's just handling it all by himself. Now, I will say, like, it took a while to get there. By this point that I'm acknowledging, we're like 18, 19 minutes into the episode. For these last few minutes, they turned it up. Dynamic camera angles, smears, impact frames, blasts going off, hand-to-hand combat, Goku and Goma punching and kicking. Like it turned it up a lot. Them few minutes was pretty dope. Was it worth the build up to get there throughout the episode? You know, I guess. I ain't mad at it. I'm a little disappointed, I guess, but I guess I just had my own expectations set too high for this episode, just because the preview looked like, oh, it's about to be all the popping, and I thought it was just gonna be a bit more than what it was for like the first 2/3 or even like 3/4 of this episode. But yeah, so like they're all fighting and stuff. The pouch falls out. Goku doesn't notice, but like we the audience see the pouch because we're like, oh, the bugs are in there. Fusion. Goku is having everybody fight together. Working together. Can't take this opponent on by ourselves. Fusion. And then as they're all getting like manhandled by Goma, they're all like ragged and worn out. Vegeta's like all beat up. He's like, Kakarot, do you have any more of those bugs? Now he's referring to the ones that are more like the sensu beans, like the regeneration bugs. And Goku's like, oh, I don't know where the pouch is. And then like Vegeta like passes out. But that's like the third time like in this one episode that they're basically like hinting at it. And so I began to believe that we were going to see a fusion occur at the end of the episode. We wouldn't see what the result was, or maybe not even who exactly fused. We would just get like a flash of light and everyone likes the reaction like, oh my God. And then the episode would end. And then next week we would get the reveal. That's not what ended up happening. And I started to realize that it wasn't going to, because we got like 20 minutes into the episode and these are only like 23 minutes long, right? And that's including intro and outro and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's not, like by the time we get to like the 18, 19, 20 minute mark, I was like, okay, so the fusion's not going to happen now unless they like really rush it here. And they don't. What does end up happening is King Goma uses like some sort of magical telekinesis or whatever to basically like trap Goku and ensnare him and hold him out in front of him, and then fires off this giant this destructive energy blast. But then I believe one of the Tamagami and Majin Du leap in front of Goku at the very last second and save him. And then Goku's like, all right, I guess it's time for me to do this. And he goes Super Saiyan 3. And it's cool. I rock with it. I don't like Super Saiyan 3 as much as I did as a kid, so it wasn't like as exciting or hype. And this transformation was nowhere near as cool as when Goku did it for the first time in Z. That's one of the top transformations in all of Dragon Ball and probably all of anime, honestly. Even as somebody who doesn't really like Super Saiyan 3 that much as an adult, that's such an iconic and like all-time great scene, right? Both in the sub and the dub at that. The old school and the you know what I'm saying? It's all pretty good. I don't think this was nearly as cool as Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3. It didn't break my ankles nearly as much. As soon as Goku started sitting there, as soon as he said whatever line he was, whether like it's time or I'm gonna unlock this, or I guess I have no choice, whatever he said, I was like, oh, he's about to go Super Saiyan 3, isn't he? And he does. And you know, it's gonna be cool, whatever, get little Daima Goku Super Saiyan 3 as a DLC character in Sparking Zero, whatever. But at this point, I kind of just want to see the fusion, because I really just want to see, the thing for me is that I just really want the answer to, is it going to be Vegito? Is it going to be Gogeta? Is it a new fusion altogether? Will it even be Goku and Vegeta? I really hope it's not like, oh, Majin Du and Majin Ku fuse, because that would be really disappointing. That'd be really lame. Maybe Glorio fuses with Supreme Kai, or I don't really know. I don't really know, because there's a really good possibility that it's not Goku and Vegeta. They might pull some sort of gag or whatever. I don't know. I don't think they will. I hope that they won't, because I don't think that would be within their best interest, for the sake of this the popularity of this series and how people just basically how people feel about it and how they remember it. And you know what I'm saying, like, I think Daima has been like, it's been heavily criticized, you know, for the entire run, and it picked up a lot, and then a lot of people like, you know, changed their mind and changed their opinion and like kind of jumped on the train or whatever. But if you do some really whack shit where it's like Majin Ku and Du fuse in the end to create like Majin Poo or something dumb like that, which would like not be out of like the realm of possibility and like out of the scope of like a Toriyama style joke or like some sort of humor, you know what I'm saying? Like that wouldn't really surprise me, but it would disappoint me. And I just hope they don't go that route, but it feels like they might. Anyway, so the episode pretty much ends with Goku going Super Saiyan 3. How much of a fight will this allow him to put up against King Goma? I don't really know. But the next episode preview shows that they are going to get into some action. And I mean, we've only got 3 episodes left, right? This is supposed to end in episode 20. So things got to be wrapping up really quickly here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, episode was cool. It wasn't incredible. But you know, I'm looking forward to next week as well. My expectations are more tempered now. But that being said, simultaneously, like my expectations are in a similar place because we ain't got so many episodes left. So the next episode is titled Awakening, which that can mean a number of things. I guess it's just going to be the awakening of Goku into Super Saiyan 3. It's going to focus on that. I would expect now, I'm not going to be disappointed now because I'm like bracing myself, but I would expect that for sure at the end of next episode, if fusion is going to occur, it would happen by the time that episode ends. And then episode 19, we would get the battle with the fusion and King Goma. And then 20 is like, you know, the resolution and the cooldown in the end of the series. That would be my expectation. That would be my prediction. I guess we'll see how that really goes. But yeah, man, it was cool. It was cool. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all else content when I bring you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen to you swing the bat. Later.